have felt like a single mother since during my pregnancy, in ways mentally prepared myself for this based on how things were going during the relationship. But officially, I became a single mother 10 days after I gave birth. My child's father, I would say abruptly.
Black women, we gotta stop having children with men that are not committed to us.
They do not care.
I typically don't get on camera looking like this, but there's a lot on my mind, so let's talk about it. So recently, there's been a lot of discourse about me being a single mother. I first want to start off by saying, if you're just not finding out this news, you're pretty late. However, I don't expect everyone to know me and my personal life. I know some of you guys are new to me. If you are, I'm a single mother. And to me personally, I have felt like a single mother since during my pregnancy, in ways mentally prepared myself for this based on how things were going during the relationship. But officially, I became a single mother 10 days after I gave birth. My child's father, I would say, abruptly ended the relationship and didn't give me an actual reason. I didn't ask for one. I saw that coming. In fact, I myself tried to end the relationship during the relationship. So it wasn't something I was upset about. I more so was upset about how I was treated afterwards. It's almost like because I didn't respond, I don't know if he wanted me to be like, oh my God, like, don't do this. I had just given birth. I was mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted. I didn't have the capacity to chase after anyone, especially someone who had caused me so much stress and turmoil anyways, that it felt more like a relief to me. But because I didn't respond in the way that I believe he was hoping I responded, so much of what he did after the fact was what made me think like, yo, are you trying to make my life hard? Are you trying to ruin my life? There's so many details that I have not shared in order to not just protect him, but to also to try to keep some peace. But it seems like no matter what I do, no matter how flexible I've been, no matter how chill I've been, there's no such thing as peace when dealing with someone who happens to be how he is. Now, there's been a lot of people talking about, oh, well, this is bound to happen. She barely knew him. I told you guys that. Now, if you did the math and you've been following me, you knew. But I shared that information with you guys. I have held myself accountable for that. I have said, I did not know him long enough before not even just getting pregnant by him, before even sleeping with him, getting into a relationship. I did not know that man or his family long enough before making such a big decision like the one that I made. And I have beat myself up about that time and time and time again. Like, yo, like, how did you... I don't have words for that. What I will say is that being that the relationship I had just ended prior to that one was so bad, I was in no space to be dating anybody. And so when I did start dating him, there were a lot of red flags that, one, I didn't even recognize the red flags, but two, some of the ones that I did peep, I ignored them because, being honest, you guys, he love bombed me so good. It felt amazing. It felt like, wow, like, I remember feeling like it was too good to be true and thinking like, ugh, is this real? Like, I was questioning it. And it turns out that was my discernment that I also ignored and had good reason to question his actions because they weren't real. But I wanted them to be, and I believe that they were during that time. But to me, that's still no excuse to get pregnant that soon. However, since sharing this information, there's been many women who, if you've shared your story with me, thank you for trusting me with it, that have expressed to me to not fixate so much on how long I did or didn't know him, because the reality is some men change during pregnancy, after pregnancy. This could happen to anyone. This has happened to people who have known the man they've had a child with for years. And that's not to minimize my lack of responsibility for making that choice. But the reality is, I don't know how much responsibility I could take for it without completely taking all the blame, while y'all forgetting like how some of these men actually are, how a lot of them are manipulative, how a lot of them will intentionally get women pregnant and trap them and switch up on them. It happens time and time again. And unfortunately, because of the platform that I have, and because, that's the only thing I could think of. There's been a lot of people who, it's almost like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Sometimes it feels like there's people just waiting for me to either fuck up or for something bad to happen to me so they could talk about it, because it happens every single time. And right now there's people saying that I've said things, that I've done things, so this is my karma. I want to let you know, if you're one of those people, I want you to look in the mirror and acknowledge what a hypocrite you are. Because there's been a lot of people talking about, oh, well, she's made fun of this person and she's said this, and she's done this. Are you not doing the same thing? And so if I allegedly did these things, which I didn't, and my current circumstance is my karma for that, which I disagree with. I don't believe this is karma for anything. But if my situation, if this is my karma for doing these things that some of you guys are saying I'm doing, if you're doing the same thing that you're claiming I did, what happens when you get your karma? And it goes viral on social media. Would I then be the bad guy if I say, well, that's what they get for teasing me for being a single mom? No, I can't say that. Because since I have this platform, it's, oh, see, you're a messed up person. Stop looking for reasons not to like people. You don't have to like me. You don't need a reason for that. You don't. And you don't have to follow me either, because there's a lot of people who are engaging in negative discourse about me, saying all these negative things about me, but you follow me. And I'm not forcing you to do that. If you're following me in hopes that you see me fail, not going to happen. If you're following me in hopes that you see me mess up, that probably will happen, because guess what? Just because someone has a huge platform, it doesn't mean they're not a person. I'm not a robot. So yes, I'm going to mess up. I'm 29 years old. I don't know how much time I have on this earth, but I can guarantee you that if I live until I'm 80, from 29 to 80, you don't think I'm going to during that time? Do you not yourself? There's so many people who follow influencers waiting for them to mess up, looking for reasons to dislike them. They don't even realize how much projection they're doing. A lot of you guys project who you are onto me, and that's the reality. A lot of you guys project how you feel about yourself onto me. There's so many people who talk about, well, I think she's actually really mean. You're being mean right now. Stop projecting who you are onto me. What do you want me to say? Do I have my mean moments? Yes. Are there opinions and thoughts that if I shared them, some of you guys would disagree with them? Absolutely. I'm very opinionated. I'm not getting on here for everyone to agree with me either. I do my makeup videos, I do my hair videos, I do my little fragrance reviews, I do my little vlogs, and I keep it moving. I never told you guys to expect perfection out of me. The reason why I share the shitty things I experience, example, what I'm experiencing right now, is so that you guys know that I don't have a perfect life. Everything isn't sweet all the time. You know what I mean? Like, if I could share the good, I could share the bad, and that's what I do. Another thing, there's so many people who express that there's so many influencers that are just fake, like they don't show the real them. I show the real me and I get criticized for it. Like, what do you want? What do you actually want? I feel like with the internet, like, you guys don't give people any room to grow. Some of you guys do though, and I appreciate y'all. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, but then you're like, oh, grow, be this person, be perfect. Where's the room to do that? Can I get some room to do it? Anyways, that's a whole nother rant. I'll talk more about this, if you guys would like to hear just my experience. I would like to share more, especially here on TikTok. But yes, I'm a single mother. I've been a single mother, like I said, for a while now. I think I've done a great job at navigating through this situation that I've put myself in, and I'm gonna continue to do that. And if you're someone that is celebrating this fact or in support of the hate I'm receiving, I don't want you a part of my community, because let's not forget, I'm still postpartum. I'm still going through a lot behind the scenes that I don't share online. I don't want to get on here and see people talking about, well, that's what she gets. I'm going to block you. And I say that because there's a lot of people who complain about getting blocked. Oh, why does she block me? She's so mean. You're mean. Stop projecting that onto me. And that concludes my TED Talk.
Guys, welcome back. Today we have another sad, very sad story about men being unreliable. We have this very popular YouTuber who is now turned single mom because she was being love bombed by her partner, which she believed him because, she was in love and she didn't pay attention to the red flags, which she mentioned, and she took responsibility for not paying attention to those red flags, and I commend her for this.
Black women, we gotta stop having children with men that are not committed to us.
They do not care. Those of us with sense have to accept the fact that by and large, as a collective, Black women do not care. Oh, he changed while I got pregnant. Listen, I live in a very red state, and all the women's health clinics are still open for business. I got married and it just didn't work out. Black women choose their husbands the same way they choose their baby daddies. So no wonder you still end up being a baby mama. They do not care about the poverty. They do not care about the mental health of the child. They do not care about the abandonment issues and the lifetime of therapy that child will need. They do not care. They do not care. So what do?
Since posting my video talking about single motherhood, I've received a lot of comments. There's people who are making videos with their think pieces. And before I address that, I first want to thank everyone that shared their stories in the comments. My feelings are so conflicted because while I feel like, wow, like this is a community of people who I now have that can relate to me, I hate that we have to relate over that, you know? I appreciate you guys for being vulnerable with me and sharing your stories. I wish I could reply to every comment. I was really overwhelmed. I didn't know I was gonna get that many comments, but I see you and I appreciate you. Your feelings are valid. And I'm gonna be making as many videos as I can that I think could be helpful for not just your situation, but for mine as well. And we're gonna get through this together. That being said, one second, Alyssa's texting me. Yeah, I'm good, just filming. Anytime I don't reply back in 5 minutes, Alyssa thinks something happened to me. So with that being said, there's two things I wanna talk about. One, I've seen a couple people talking about I chose struggle motherhood, you know, stop complaining, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Was it a struggle in the beginning? Absolutely. Is it still somewhat of a struggle now? When I allow it to be. And what I mean by that is I feel like I learned things, I learn things now pretty fairly quickly, but in the beginning it was definitely more of a struggle, right? Because when you first give birth, your mind, my brain is still recovering, y'all. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Like, it's just, you know that Mr. Krabs meme? That's how you feel after you give birth. You know, it's just, whoa, right? But despite the red flags during my pregnancy, there was half of me that was preparing for the inevitable, but then there was a half of me that was like, well, maybe after I give birth, you know, like things will change. I'm sure many of you can relate to that thought. You assume that, okay, maybe things will get a little lighter, right? But they didn't. And so I'm trying to refrain from sharing too many details as to what occurred after the breakup, because I never want to make a video and it comes off as if I'm bashing someone or just trying to just drag their character through the mud. But like I said in my first video, a lot was done where I was just like, yo, like, you don't have to go this hard, right? And so that was a lot to adjust to and just accept that, you know, I saw certain traits during my pregnancy, but I didn't know that he was like that, you know, like there's just certain things you don't expect people to do. And so because of that, it was harder in the beginning. But because I've noticed a pattern, right? Like there's a pattern established now. He'll disappear, then he'll show up, he'll be present, we'll co-parent. I would say it's more so parallel parenting, and I'll do a separate video on that. And then he'll disappear. It's very inconsistent, but it's consistently inconsistent enough for it to not have me all over the place anymore, because I recognize what's happening now. I recognize the pattern. I recognize that, okay, if I respond this way, he's gonna disappear and not speak to me for a few days. All right, that's fine. You do that. That's your choice. I got work to do, because the reality is I am financially responsible for my child, maybe like 90%. And because of that, I can't keep allowing you to take me out of work and have me feeling so freaking anxious that I can't even sit down and film, because I can't do that. I have to regulate my emotions and my mental so I can show up and film and do my content and not only still make you guys happy because I know you guys enjoy my content, but also make my money because I am responsible for my son. And so because I recognize the pattern that's been happening since I gave birth, I just let it be. When he's in a mood, he's in a mood. All right, when you're ready to show up and help out, the door's open. But I don't entertain the drama no more. I stick to the boundaries I've set. I stick to the schedule that is set. And if it's not about Noah, or if it's outside of the schedule that we have set, I don't entertain it. And since then, you guys, the peace that I have, it took me 9 months to get to this place because I was walking on eggshells. I am a former people pleaser. So I was so scared to be seen as the bad guy or to upset him. And then I realized I'm just upsetting myself over and over again. And being that I have my son majority of the time, that's a disservice to him. I already felt irresponsible for just bringing my son into this circumstance, right? However, he's here now. And so now it's my responsibility to try to create a stable and happy environment in whatever way that I can. And part of that is setting boundaries, even if I am now perceived as being difficult or being mean. I'm not either of those, but I prioritize protecting myself because I have to protect Noah. Does it make sense? So if I'm difficult, if Arnell's the bad guy, if, oh, she's being, no, I'm not. I'm following the schedule. I'm following the law. I protect myself. I protect Noah. And like I said, I recognize the pattern and I kind of just let it rock. And I'm so happy I learned this, because if I didn't, you guys, like, the anxiety it gives you, like, it was giving me crippling anxiety. And I'm like, wait, I can't allow this.
This is very tough because men will tell you, oh, well, we don't have, enough money to go 100%, so you have to pay 50% of the bills. So that is the reason why they don't stay and take care of their children. But this lady is successful. She has been on YouTube for ages, and I've been watching her for so many years. And I know she make banks on YouTube because, hey, I'm a YouTuber and I know how the YouTube checks be coming in, right? So not only did you come into her life, love bombed her, and then didn't even help her during the pregnancy, and then leave her 10 days after your baby is born. That is disgusting. Men nowadays need to step up and be men. And even if you're not going to be with the woman who basically gave birth to your legacy, to your next generation, at least take care of your children. But I'm glad that she actually mentioned the point where there were red flags and she ignored the red flags. And also she addressed the fact that she was moving too fast. And that is one thing that you have to know about men who is going to love bomb you. Because I know that I'm a woman, obviously. But those kind of games also, I play them sometimes too. So I know when a man is love bombing me, because I also love bomb sometimes. And so, yeah. But those are things that you have to pay attention to. Don't move into a relationship too quick, because why is this man rushing you? What is he running from? What are the red flags? What is the issue? Are you mentally unstable? Why do you want to jump into a relationship so quickly? Those are the things that I look at. Those are the things that I pay attention to. And I think those are the things that she missed. And I hope she hadn't learned those things, because she is beautiful. She is so beautiful. And she is typically the quote unquote the look that gets the most attention and all that stuff. And I don't want to make this about looks or anything, because she's light skinned and she have the pretty eyes, all those things that society is considered to be pretty or more pretty than other looks, right? But even she went through all that with being successful. She's a successful woman, and also having the quote unquote looks that everybody is looking for in a relationship. So I'm really sad that she's going through this, although it's not right to do it to anybody else. It's just, you have to take responsibility for the things that you created, for the things that you participated in life. So a lot of men out here are just not reliable, and you have to pick and choose, or you have to really go with your discernment, because you just never know. People could be playing games. And she even said that was her karma. Like, people were coming for her, saying that is her karma. I don't believe that is her karma. I don't think because of the things that she talked about, this should happen to her. That's horrible that people would even throw that at her, because now she's a single mom. She was love bombed. She was left with the child to be taken care of by herself. So I don't think she need all those extra comments that people are putting on her thing. Anyways, that's it for me and my opinions. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click anywhere in the screen so you can watch the next video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.